Anne's dog treats. Let's see what's in there. There's nothing but crumbs in there. Oh no! It's empty, Bella! What are you gonna do? Oh no!
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving.
Well, it's another morning, and it's supposed to be a rainy day today. You can see the sky is dark out there, but at least the sun is shining for a little bit. So I guess the rain will be coming back a little bit later on. So this is morning in beautiful Nice. It is chilly, and if you look down below, you see Jeff and Bella heading out for their first walk. One of many. She drives Jeff crazy with those walks. I think every 2 hours she wants a walk because when she comes in, she gets a cookie. Unfortunately, we ran out of her favorite dog cookies from the U.S. So we've had to substitute with French dog treats. So one of these days we'll have to catch one of you wonderful Americans who are coming our way and see if we can order some dog treats sent to your house that you can pack and bring for us. Okay, let's go inside and put some breakfast together. And while we don't always start our day with breakfast like this, if I get up early enough, I'll put together a little spread like this, and it gives us a nice way to ease into the day and plan the rest of our day or week while we're just munching away. Typically, if we have something like this for breakfast, probably won't eat again until much later in the day, and we'll skip lunch. And it's our 1 cup of coffee for the day. People often ask us if we would go have coffee with them. Typically, we don't go out and do coffee because this 1 cup is enough. If I had a 2nd cup today, it would make me all jittery and keep me awake all night. So this is our 1 cup of coffee every morning. So, time to get on with our day.
So here is Anne on one of our excursion nights out. And what she's done is she's come to the cafe on Jean Medicine for a little margarita pizza, a little night out, with all of our friends from Nice have showed up tonight. You'll see that this is like Anne's club of all of her fan club showed up. It's much better. She used to have a fan club in Florida, and that fan club didn't go so well. So she had to go international now with her international fan club.
We're meeting some friends and having lunch here at High Bistro. And it's right near the port here in Nice. See that red building over there? The first time Jeff and I came to Nice together, looking for a place to move to, we stayed in an Airbnb in that building and fell in love with Nice. This is where we're going to be having lunch today. And there's the port, gorgeous view, great place if the sun is out to just sit and sun yourself. And look, they serve breakfast. So if you're staying over in this area, be sure to check it out. They even have Eggs Benedict. So the first thing they brought us was popcorn. Not easy to find popcorn like American popcorn here in Nice. Tastes just like it's supposed to.
All right, hope it's yummy. But anyway.
So this is a scallop dish, and it's on a risotto. It looks delicious. This was one of the specials for the day. Okay, and these are Jeff's pork ribs with maple syrup. Look at that, and a corn on the cob. How often do you see that in a French restaurant? Okay, so Jeff ordered a banana split. It actually looks like a banana split. And here we have tiramisu. Look at that, ooh la la. And I have a fondant au chocolat. Looks like it's got vanilla ice cream on top and some chantilly right here, which is whipped cream. Well, I have a fondant au chocolat.
Did you see the fork and the
Oh
cinnamon?
my goodness! Oh,
It's very hot.
I didn't notice the fork in there. Look at this. How cute is this?
I know. They're artists here, I must say.
Are you going to try your banana split?
This is a banana split, and it's just like they make it. Pink, white, and brown ice cream, and a banana split in the middle with lots of whipped cream. Voila.
Oh la la.
Voila.
All right. And there it is. Chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. Look how dark that chocolate is.
I know. I give it 2 thumbs up.
I would say 10 out of 10. Excellent service. The owner speaks perfect English and is so nice. What else? The food is delicious.
The food itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you've never been here, come find this place. It's right near the port. You can sit inside or outside. I'm going to show you what it's like outside when we get out of here. Perfect. This I could see on a nice, warm, sunny day, sitting outside in the sunshine, overlooking the port. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So here's the view from the restaurant. Look, even a few couches to hang out on. Here we are. This is the outside of it. Yes. What do you got to say? So for today, I am going to throw together, some would call it coq au vin, à la Anne, not Bella, she just has her own opinion. I'm calling it today Anne's coq au vin avec saucisse et les légumes, poire, which is leek. I've got some beautiful chanterelle mushrooms I'm going to toss in. There's my beautiful leek. Leek is very French. And I'm just going to throw it all in a pot. Some leftover potatoes that look like they're starting a new life. And knock off those little pieces and cut them up, throw them in the pot. I wanted to mention this bouillon, liquid bouillon. Normally I have to use the bouillon cubes because I can't find cans of broth. Like back in the U.S., if I was doing something like this, I would get some, I forget the brands now, that had the liquid chicken stock or beef stock or whatever. But this I just found today. So it's liquid. I looked at the ingredients. Looked like the first ingredients were all chicken-based. So I decided I'm going to throw a few of these in the pot. I mean, it's not too terrible. Not as bad as I don't know, it could be. So the good news is it's liquid. I'm not sure there's a whole lot of difference between a cube and a cup of water to go with it, but we're going to see. We'll see. So that's what we're cooking on this Sunday as we enjoy our Sunday at home. And this is the beginning of our relaxing day. So let me put this together. I'll show you as I go along. So everything I make pretty much starts with an onion. And for what I'm doing, there's no recipe. This is called just Ad Lib with Anne. The onion doesn't have to be cut any certain way. I just give it a quick rinse. This is a very hard onion. Wow. Okay, for our purposes today, I'm just sort of going to cut it in pieces. I don't really feel like taking the time to dice it. You have to think ahead as to what are you going to get on your fork or spoon when you dig into this later on. And do you care if you get a slice of onion? Well, not me. Got a giant clove of garlic here. We love garlic. And that's normally the fastest way to get the peel off of it. Just smash it down with the side of the knife. And this little garlic looks like it's starting to sprout a little. We're going to cut that little piece off. And the end off. And I am just going to slice this. These slices are fairly big, so I'm going to chop them a little. Again, there's no rule, no set recipe. Some of the best recipes are when you just improvise. You just open your refrigerator, see what's in there that you need to use up, and toss it in the pot. And I'm gonna just put some olive oil in the pot, and this happens to be a spicy Kalamata Greek olive oil that I picked up when we were in Santorini in the summertime. And I'm just gonna start with a little bit of olive oil to get my onions started. It would help that if I turned on the burner, huh? Okay, gotta let it heat up just a little bit. I jumped the gun there and put the oil in before I actually had the heat turned on. And you know the old rule, it should be a hot pan, cold oil. That's what I learned many years ago when I was learning to cook. So today I broke the rules. Today it's hot pan, or going to be hot pan, hot oil all at the same time. And my little magic wooden spoon over here. I think we have some heat. So now I'm going to toss my onions in. So I'm just going to let that get in now. Okay, next, garlic. Okay, you see the onions are starting to get a little brown, and I don't want to cook this long enough for my garlic to start getting brown. Turn the heat down. I just want the garlic to get in there and just start sending off fragrances. Can you smell it? Okay, I'm going to actually pull this off the burner for a moment while I cut up some more things. Okay, so now I've got some leek. Now, leek, if you haven't used leek before, you have to be really careful with leek. It's very dirty inside. So you have to make sure that you rinse it really well. Normally cut the leaves in half so that I can get a good look at the dirt, because normally I find most of the dirt is in those leaves. And then I just do a rough cut on the leek. Okay, and on the ringlets, very rarely do you find dirt. I mean, I've rinsed it off, but I don't cut it up or pull it apart. I sort of like to cut it into these rounds. Leeks and potatoes and French soups and stews are delicious. Gives it a very nice, delicious flavor. Okay, now I only have 3 little potatoes that I want to use today, which is enough for the 2 of us. And so the first thing I'm going to do is start pulling these little, I guess you call them eyes, off the potatoes. have a vegetable brush that I always use for my potatoes. I like to give the potatoes a good scrub with the brush. Potatoes give off the starch, gives your sort of the gravy of the stew a little bit of richer, thicker consistency. Okay, and I'm just going to cut these. There's another piece I don't like. So I'm just cutting them in little pieces like this. So my stew is not going to be heavy with potatoes, but they're going to be enough. It's sort of going to be a little bit of this and a little bit of that. If I see any bad marks on potatoes, I like to cut them off. I'm sort of picky about my potatoes. And I don't generally take off the skin because I've scrubbed the skin, and the skin adds some additional fiber to your diet. Okay, there we go. So now I've got all this stuff toppling over. Now let's go back to the pot. Okay, so my pot is back on the burner. And I had pulled it off a little bit, so I'm going to reheat my burner, bring it up to 8. And now I am going to put my chicken in there. And I try to get the Label Rouge chicken. Now, it is definitely more expensive. So, for example, this package is $11.31. I could have gotten a package of the chicken that was just like Monoprix chicken, and I think they had them as low as €5. But they weren't as heavy as this. So there's a lot of meat on these thighs. And I'm just going to dump them in. And now I'm going to brown them just a little bit. You know, in a past video, I did a recipe and I called it coq au vin. And I had all the people complaining, oh my God, that's not coq au vin. This is how you make coq au vin. So I'm not calling this official French coq au vin. This is coq au vin, which is chicken with wine, a la Anne, meaning it's what I want it to be, in my style. So I'm the one creating it today. So before I start getting all the comments from people saying, that isn't how you make coq au vin, that isn't how you make coq au vin, it's how I'm doing it today. And I gotta tell you, I don't do it the same way every day. So here, I might call it coq au vin when I tell Jeff what I'm cooking for dinner. But for those of you who are very particular about what true French coq au vin is, it's just Anne's chicken and wine and lots of stuff. So let this brown for a while. Now, I don't want to cook the chicken until it's done. I just want to get it a little brown, which is where it is now. So now I'm going to put in the first container of this bouillon. Let's see, okay. So I'll pour that in. Now, I don't know how many I'm going to use. I don't want it to become soup. So I don't want it to be too soupy, but I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be putting in with it. So I want to make sure that I have enough broth for it to cook in. So for the moment, I'm just going to start with 2 of these. And as we get further along, as I continue adding more stuff to the pot, I may add the next. I have 2 more. So we're going to just get that going over there. Turn this up a little just to get it up to a boil. Okay, now here, I've got my potatoes and my leeks, and they're all going to go in all at the same time. And just give it a little stir. And rinse off my carrots. I'm not so worried about scrubbing them because I'm going to peel them. Actually, I'll peel them into my plastic wrap here. You don't have a garbage disposal, you just find ways to catch all your scraps right there in front of you on the counter. In fact, if I wasn't doing this with you watching, I would literally turn around and just peel it right into the trash can behind me. So now I'm just going to cut these in rounds. Again, no special rule. Don't have to be very thick or very thin. I try to keep them sort of not too far off from the thickness of the potatoes so that they all sort of cook on at the same time, but it's okay if they don't. That is a very hard carrot, but I guess that means it's very fresh, which is a good thing since I just bought these carrots a few days ago. And the carrots I brought home today are going to replenish the ones I'm using from the refrigerator, because I knew I was going to use up what I had in the refrigerator first. And again, what I'm making today is a good way to clean out leftover vegetables and things you have in the refrigerator that you know the shelf life on them is about done, and you don't want to throw them in the garbage because they're not quite there yet. Okay, and now in go the carrots. So we're getting there. We're at the top of our liquid now. Okay, and the chanterelles, not a whole lot of them. They're very expensive. These were about $15.99 a kilo, and I actually bought a small bag. Okay, that small amount that I just threw in was a euro 28. Okay, so you can see our delicious stew is cooking away here. And now I have one more item that I'm going to toss in And that is a package of sausage. So it's smoked sausage. I just decided to throw it in just for some extra little flavor. So I'm going to go cut that up. Okay, so I don't know what it's going to taste like. It looks like and smells like kibasi from back in the States. So we're just going to throw that in. Okay, now these are a bunch of little grape tomatoes. Again, this is something that I found in the refrigerator. Most of the ones in the package were starting to get old. I pulled out the ones that didn't have any wrinkles on them, cut them in half. I'm just throwing them in for some additional flavor. And we're getting quite a pot of stew. And the last thing that I'm going to put in here is wine. Okay, this wine, Côte du Thon, this is a delicious, it's a fruity wine. It's not sweet and it's not overly dry. It's a nice, we call it a nice everyday wine. We buy this at the Intermarché. I have to tell you, it's about $2.99 a bottle, maybe $3.99 tops sometimes. So we always have bottles of this here. Now, we've stopped drinking wine every single day, but when we do have a glass of wine, especially in the spring and summer when we're sitting out on the terrace, this is delicious. I might even get a red wine glass, put some ice cubes in there, pour this over the ice, and we just sit out on the terrace in the evening or late in the afternoon with a few little munchies and just chill out. So this is the wine I'm going to use today, and I'm probably going to pour about a cup of it in here. So maybe a little more. Okay. So now I'm going to let this come back up to a boil, and then I'm going to have it simmer for hours. I can already smell how delicious this smells. For the moment, I don't think I need to add any more of my bouillon. So I'm going to take the other two containers and put them up in the pantry for future use. And our bottle of wine will go back into our refrigerator. I don't know if you've ever used one of these. It comes with a little rubber suction things. Can't get them here that I'm aware of in France. I got these in the U.S. I think I bought them on Amazon in the U.S. years and years ago. So I've got a bag of these little plastic corks, and it's better than trying to get the cork back in the bottle. So this goes back in there. And now my cocoa vin à la Anne with everything that is not official cocoa vin is boiling away, as you can see. So I am going to turn this down to about 4 and put the lid on it, and I will come back and take a look at it. I guess I'll come and take a look at it for the first time in about an hour. So in today's vlog, we're sharing a typical day at home with Jeff and Ann.
We are. And Ann's trying to make a video, and our little noise maker needs to take a nap so he doesn't make noise during the recording.
So she doesn't, so you seem to have a problem with her sex. She's a little girl.
To me, it's just a dog.
See the purple bow, her little trademark fashion accessory?
Yes, I do see that.
That says girly girl.
It could be. But what I know is if I lay on the bed and look at my phone and watch YouTube, she will stay here and be happy and won't bark. If I sit in the other room, she will bark and bark and bark at me, disrupting your recording.
Oh, but I'm not doing anything in the other room. Now I'm just video taping a typical day here at home with Jeff and Ann. Often people say, so what do you do there? What's a typical day like?
Well, a typical day is we're retired. So basically we have all day free to do whatever we'd like to do. And today, Bella and I were staying out of the way as you were doing some video work.
Well, good. Enjoy your Sunday.
Because now that you are stopping video work, Bella will come out to your part of the living room and I'll close the door and you and her will work out there and then I'll work on my desk.
Oh, there's no need to do that. I'm not doing anything out in the other room.
Okay, all right.
I just came in here to add to a typical day at home with Ann and Jeff.
Sunday at home here.
There you
Paradise.
go. There you go.
All
And
right.
I noticed you're wearing a Phillies t-shirt, Jeff. Is there some significance since you're not from Philly?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm Philly by injection.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
I see. Well, your stepson gave you that t-shirt.
And his mom makes me a honorary Philadelphian.
A Philly boy.
Philly boy.
Philly boy by marriage.
Yes, there we go.
Well, all right. You go back to your relaxing retirement
Excellent, my dear.
with the little Princess Bella. Yep, that's you. So it's time to take a peek at our Coq au vin, à la Anne, and all that stuff. Looks fabulous. Technically, I would say it is done. Now, I didn't add any seasoning originally. I was thinking that while I was lying on the couch watching other YouTube videos. I was thinking, oh my God, I didn't add my herb de Provence. But you know, this is going to taste delicious anyway. But just the same, I'm going to throw some salt and fresh ground pepper in there. I'm also going to throw a little bit of thyme in here. I don't like things to be too herby. And sometimes just the flavor, the melange of all the flavors combined is enough. And I'm going to throw one bay leaf in there. You know, better late than never. I know this is going to be delicious. I'm going to turn the heat down to probably down to 2. Because I want it to just cook a little bit, get those seasonings in there. And what are we going to have with this? I like to do this, and I buy this couscous. It's like seasoned. It's seasoned with spices of the world. So I generally make one package of this, and it cooks up really fast. I mean, you just boil water and drop it in once the water is boiled, and then give it a stir, put a cover on it, and just let it sit for, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes max, and then it's ready. So Jeff is out walking Bella.
So here's Bella. Gonna take a little walk today. Gonna see what's going on in Nice. Here we go. Here comes our elevator. Oh no, there goes our elevator. It's going up to a different floor. Where'd it go, Bella? Looks like it's coming back down. All right, here we go. Okay, Bella, we're going outside. When we get there, I want you to go pee-pee on the sidewalk. And then we'll come back in. One thing about Bella is she hates the rain. So we got to get out there before the rain comes. Because if we go after it starts raining, she'll turn around and won't come back. Interesting thing about Yorkies is they like to sort of follow along the edge of the wall. They never really get too far out from everything that's going on. Bonjour. Bonjour. One bowl vanilla. Oui. So when we get up there, I want you to run and push the door open, and we'll get a treat when we get home. Okay? Push the door open. What's the most important part of any walk when you're a dog? Huh? When you come home. What? What did you say? What did you say? Did you say you want a treat? Is that what you want? You do like pup. What I want you to do is I want you to roll over. Roll over. Good roll over. That's a good roll over. There it is. Bang. 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 Good dog. Good dog. Good dog. Yeah. All right.
I am going to put this on to cook. We don't have a set time to eat on Sundays. It's, when we get around to it. So I'm going to cook this so that when Jeff gets back, if he's hungry, we can eat. Otherwise, we can wait until a little bit later. Actually, I just realized I bought a package that has their individual packets. So each one is one serving. And that's not really what I wanted. Normally, I buy a box and it has two packets in here with, I guess there are maybe 4 servings in each. So it looks like I'm going to make all of the individual packets because I know we're going to have a lot of leftovers here and I want to have leftover couscous. So this is calling for boiling water, and the easiest way to do this is just heat the hot water in your hot water kettle and then just pour it into the pot, mix this up, or pour it into a bowl even, and mix this up. So I'm just going to get a bowl, put the pot away. I didn't have one of these in the U.S., but these hot water kettles heat water really, really fast. I mean, we use this for our coffee and tea. Some people keep these filled with water and they just reheat them over and over. I like to put fresh water in each time I use it. So I am going to heat this up so that we get some boiling water for the couscous. So each one of these needs 10 centiliters of water, which is about 3.38 ounces. So 3 3/8 of a cup. I don't know, round it off to 3.5 cups of, no, 3.5 ounces, round it off to 3.5 ounces of water, and I got 4 of them, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 13 ounces, so that's about, in round numbers, it's about 1.5 cups, a little more than 1.5 cups of boiling water. And as you can see, our water is boiling. And I'm going to just use my spoon from my coq au vin, or à la Anne, just to give it a nice stir. Oh, that smells delicious. Okay, and now I've just covered it over in plastic. I'm just going to let it sit until Jeff comes back and we decide if we want to eat now, or not now, because this has to still cook a little in the bowl there. But it's ready to eat when we are. And there's the finished product. So we have some chicken, a little bit of sausage, carrots, potatoes. There's cooked leek. And it's a perfect one bowl hearty dinner for 2.
Bon appetit. One more time, baby.
So today we took the tram, line 2 or 3, took it to the port, and we're going to go check out a new grocery store. Well, it's not new, it's new to us. And oh my gosh, look at the time. This video has gotten so long, I'm going to stop here. And in our next video, we're going to take you to that grocery store that we discovered. It's a fabulous Italian market. What I didn't show you anywhere in the video are how many hours I actually spend editing these videos. Sitting right here at this table, checking out every little video clip that we shoot, whether it's for my channel or Jeff's channel. It's a full week for us, keeps us very busy, and you'd fall asleep watching if I showed you everything we do. So come back and see us next week when Jeff and I are going to be going to this great Italian supermarket that we discovered. Another fun shopping adventure I'm sure you're going to enjoy. And if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, geez, why not? It's free. You can either subscribe, just aim your QR code reader at this little QR code, or look below the video here and find the word subscribe. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. And Jeff and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.